that asshole.
Hey,
Let me stop cursing.
hey. What's good, y'all? This is another episode of Two Ways to Say It. We know y'all been waiting. This is your boy KC, and I ain't even got to say the rest because I know y'all here to see me.
Oh. Hello, everyone. I am Ashley Renee.
Ooh. Oh,
You
oh.
know, I'm gonna let you slide since it's his birthday, y'all. He done turned 50. The Pisces are in full effect, honey. I'm
They in
telling
full
you,
effect.
like,
And one thing I told y'all, I'm the head of that
wait.
fish. And if you a Pisces, follow what I do because I feel like y'all don't know how to control it.
No, you're at
I'm
the
gonna help you.
tail technically because you're like literally at the end.
No, it's
Yeah.
something. It's that like what you call a retrospect, some type of mess where flip it. So I'm in the front
Okay.
and my back's to them. So remember that. Anyway, what is your song of the day?
No, but what is your song of the day?
Okay, Ashley, what is your? I just playing. Let's see. My song of the day gonna have to be. I gotta do it for my cousin. It's that
Oh, I
new
know.
Sexy Red song. Get it sexy, get it sexy. Uh, uh,
A big six.
yeah. So that's that Get It Six about Six of Red. Yeah, it's going up. Well, I'm gonna do that. It's a Kendra on you know.
I am still in my feelings. So I'm gonna go back. I'm gonna take it back like I don't know when this song came out, but I think it was like 2000. No, it was before 2012. Somewhere up in there from 2008 up until 2013. Somewhere up in there. But
Okay.
it's Excuse Me by Jasmine Sullivan. So if you have not heard that before, please go listen to it. Okay. So yeah, I'm
Yeah,
feeling
she
my
a her
feelings.
feeling.
So
She a her feeling. Yeah, excuse her,
yeah.
please. Just bring her some tissue and just ignore her. You
Not
know.
that emotional like you Pisces,
Yeah.
but
Because one thing about it.
because one thing about me, I can keep it together.
Oh, control
Uh,
it. Ugh. I be,
oh
I
shit.
oh no, my man.
Mind you.
So I don't know if you saw that on HBO Max. Oh, what is what is it? Oh, it's called Quiet on the Set, I think. It's a
Hmm.
documentary about the child actors on Nickelodeon. So all of your favorite shows, like all of that, and I don't know if
The
you
Amanda
did.
Show.
Yeah, Amanda show. It even went up to. I don't know if you said you watched it now, but R. Carly and what else,
Hmm.
like Sam and Cat, those type of shows. That was like the last era of us actually watching Nickelodeon. And of
Hmm.
course, the producer, TV producer, the main one, Dan Schneider,
Hmm.
is accused of doing a lot of creepy, weird stuff. Definitely kind of looking like a predator. And
Kind of is.
looking like a predator, and he is, yeah. And
Hmm.
only reason I say this is because of for some reason he's not in jail. But hopefully this leads to something because since I guess then R. Kelly go to jail after the Netflix thing. So hopefully this
Hmm.
brings some type of awareness to people around like why is this man not locked up? Because if I'm not mistaken, what I just saw before we got on here is that he was actually doing an interview. Um as if he needs to be doing an interview when you're the one who did it. But
So he was doing an interview on the
oh,
the
he
the
actually did an interview.
actual Quiet on the Set.
Not on it. It was he did a
Oh,
separate interview or whatever, I guess, addressing stuff or whatever, and I guess caught himself going back and trying to apologize for stuff. And I had to let you see it after, but it's too late for that. But yeah, so it's a lot of stars. If you see like even Amanda Bynes, I want to say that's
hmm,
where it started for her because you know when we watched the Amanda show and stuff, she was like this, which we don't see her off of camera, but we see that she was like a regular girl, you know. And you
hmm.
see her now, you could tell she'd have been through a lot because she's nothing like that anymore. Like
Right.
I actually just saw a TikTok of her, it's almost like she's talking. I can't even describe it. Like her eyes don't even move. Like she is literally. a whole different person. Like you could tell over the years she done went through something. And I always say stuff like that happen. Them child stars don't get to be children, and
Mm-hmm.
it just spills over into their adult life. And the
Adult
same
life.
thing with like
Mm-hmm.
Drake Bell, because they said the Snyder man worked with all bad people. Like all of them preyed on those children. Um, and I think, if I'm not mistaken, I know that he said about the case. I can't remember if he won or lost the case. I cannot remember, but that's just that's another example of it. And I only thing that made me question is like I saw a lot of videos of Ariana Grande because that's what she started, and I'm assuming
Mm-hmm.
that either somebody I hate to say hush money, but in some way because she hasn't. I think she's like the only star from that who hasn't spoke out. I think that she either just stayed away from it or just don't identify with it because a lot of those clips he were making her do like those on screen jokes that if we look at it now, it's weird to have a child do. Trying to do
Yeah.
it in a satire way, but it's weird. You would think like, why
Mm-hmm.
is a child even making this type of joke? So yeah, that's the whole. I feel like 9 of examples of it or whatever. So what do you think about this? It's so weird, but yeah, what you think?
I guess like starting off, of course, I think he should get not even in jail, under the jail. It was because I do believe these accusations,
Oh,
right?
for sure, for sure.
So, but then also too, while we're talking about it, not we're, but them, while they're
Mm-hmm.
talking about it, hopefully they will pursue,
Mm-hmm.
a lawsuit or some type of criminal or
Yeah.
whatever it is lawsuit because we can talk about it. But again, if we're not putting these people away,
Yeah.
they're gonna think that this stuff is okay. Again, now you're
Mm-hmm.
just getting paid to tell your side of the story that more than likely you done.
Mm-hmm.
And they're telling that story, they're getting paid, but at the same time, it's still like this dude is roaming around
Yep.
free and rich because
And doing
he's
interviews.
telling his inappropriate side of the story. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So,
Yeah.
but it is good too. I'm not knocking them for telling their story because we want to hear these things. Like,
Yeah.
I feel like, people who done been through something like that, it may give them the courage to want to come out and say something.
Mm-hmm.
So hopefully he gets what he deserves, but again, it's up to them.
Yeah.
So, and it's more than just getting money out of him. Put this man away. Give him the electric chair. I don't care if
Yeah.
you can be like, no,
That.
he,
Thank you.
I just feel like any adult that does anything like that, molestation, sexual
Yeah.
abuse to a
Mm-hmm.
child, innocent child, you deserve to be in hell with the devil. And I said it and I'm not changing it. I'm
Yeah.
sorry. Like, you
Yeah.
got to be sick. And I know people
To be
like,
doing
oh,
that.
it could be a psycho thing. Yeah, that's fair. It probably is. But at the end of the day, it's still not okay. So
Right. Mm-hmm.
you can go to hell with the person who did it to you.
That,
So
just like that. Thank you.
Also too, I think the last time I seen Amanda Bynes, I think it was like I wouldn't say it was a TikTok, but it was like some type of video, and I
Video.
know she had
Mm-hmm.
picked up some weight. You said she had picked up some weight, and we know we all do when we get older.
Mm-hmm.
But she was almost giving like she was on drugs or something, kind of like
Yes.
that Britney Spears
Yep.
type vibe
Mm-hmm.
where I can't explain. I don't know if
Like
it's
that under
pills.
something. Yeah. Like it's
Yes,
yeah.
like yes, like you just not.
In
It's
your right
like
mind.
something has stepped in you,
Mm-hmm.
and ooh, it's just so uncomfortable. Like you can tell, it's like some type of dark spirit. I just gotta
Yeah.
say it. Like
Mhm.
even though she may not be doing anything technically wrong, but she's not herself, and you could
Right.
tell. And of course, I loved Amanda Bynes, especially when she was like, "Dear Ashley, that's me."
Yeah.
Adults at our time, and even now, we're not watching cartoons,
Yep.
so we don't really know. So
See.
yes,
Mm-hmm.
now I'm pretty sure our parents wasn't watching all that. If they were,
Right.
they're just sitting in the living room while we were watching it or
Right.
something like
Right.
that. But you're not fully paying attention to it.
Paying
But other
attention.
than that, they're
Mm-hmm.
not watching it. But
Yeah.
now we see it. Once we're older, now it's just like I do remember the episode, and now looking at it, it is cringe. Like, what was this
Hmm.
man doing? I know I saw where it was one scene, and I remember that. I don't remember that specific scene, but I remember
Hmm.
things like that where Dan, the bigger guy, the Dan
Yeah.
Schneider dude,
Hmm.
was in the hot tub with Amanda, and she had the swimsuit on, and he was fully clothed. Like I remember that. And again,
Hmm.
we're kids, so you ain't thinking nothing about it. And
Yeah.
now looking at it, I'm like, yeah. And I guess my question is too, like, where are her parents? But again, we have to look at it too. I'm not saying that it's fair, it's not, but I'm pretty sure most parents wasn't gonna say anything because their kid
Hmm.
is making money, their kid is
Right,
supporting them.
exactly. And that's I think that's be my like explanation of it. I think for real, them child stuff I actually worry about now. I don't know the situation with the child stars now, but I feel like they first it is cool, like, yeah, your child is on TV, yeah, they taking care of you, you're loving the money, fine. Even when it comes to them athletes, fine. But I think that
Mm-hmm.
pressure of them being technically the head of household, but being a child, it takes the child part away from them. So I feel like it's nobody to protect them. Nobody there
Mm-hmm.
caring about just like you come home. I'm worried about what happened to you at school, how you doing with your friends and all that. They don't care about it. They just care about them
Mm-hmm.
making sure they go to set, make that money for that day, making sure our checks clear, and making sure we get on that. It's like they almost don't view them as children. Like it's like
That's
as soon
their
as they become,
manager in a
yes,
way.
yeah, like when they go into those professions, I think the child part is gone. Like you're
Mm-hmm.
just the money maker, and that's it. So I think that's the sick part of it. Now I don't know. It might be some. I feel like when I see like it's good to see Zendaya where her parents, they are very vocal and very instrumental in everything she do, every move she make. I know they talked about saying no to some stuff and being there. Now I like to see that, but it's rare that you hear like even when and I see the clips of the like when sitting all day. I'm like, what they parents say? Because you don't see a lot of the parents up there talking with them. I wonder, do a lot of those parents feel guilt, or do they feel like, dang, I let this happen under my nose? And I also
Probably.
wonder
Yeah.
were the parents allowed to be on sick, knowing that somebody's so
That's
sick.
a good question too.
Yeah, because I feel like somebody who that sick would tell your parents, y'all can't come. This their job because
Yeah,
they don't
like
want to
we'll have
send them.
somebody on set there to take care of them or something
Hmm.
like that, and I'll be like, oh no.
Yeah,
Mm-mm.
and of course, them being only worried about, oh, this is my child's future, not thinking like what can come. It's bad stuff can happen. Now, and that'd be the thing. We think about stuff all the time, but we see good stuff, but we always think about what can go wrong with it. Like you have to think about everything around. And I feel like
Mm-hmm.
they probably didn't think if I send my child to this sit with these grown people that don't grown people do something, but why not think that? You know what I'm saying? And I don't know if it's
Yes.
because it's I ain't gonna say popular. It's now what people call stuff out now. I honestly can't remember how much and how often people got called out back then. And that might be the
Mm-hmm.
thing where because everything was quote unquote nicer or not getting called out, it was happening under wraps. Nobody really came out and spoke up or whatever about stuff. So maybe they feel like since I don't see it, it's not gonna happen. And I don't
Mm-hmm.
know if a child, now that a child actor, maybe their parents will care now. But I think back then, because they didn't see it happening, they didn't think the possibility of it happening. And so they probably just
True.
send them children to sit and be like, okay, have fun. Even though you're doing an adult
I can
job,
see that.
have fun. So
And
that's
that's
what I
what I'm
think
saying.
it is.
And it's like I always try to put myself in their shoes because, of course, it's easy for me to be like, no, I ain't going nowhere without my child,
Mm-hmm.
blah blah. But at the same time, if we were in different circumstances, how would I react for real? Now,
Mm-hmm.
34-year-old Ashley right now, no, my eyes need to be on my child, on my niece at all times. I need to be in the room with her when she changes clothes, all this stuff. Is
Yes.
nobody in there,
Mm-hmm.
or if she changing clothes, she need to be behind somewhere. I need to be my eye needs to be on her or my child
All the time.
all
Mm-hmm.
times. I
Yeah.
don't care. It's just too much out here now where I just don't understand how parents
Just
just
even,
are.
yes, not care.
So this
How
is
do you
why
not?
I don't have no
Yeah.
children because that worry. Though I'm like, how I just cannot sit here and worry
Yeah.
about a child.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to. Let me just say that because
Yeah.
stuff like this scared me. Like, do you not know, like, that would just really hurt me if my kid came to me and said somebody did
Yes.
something to them
And then
and
how
I
can you
just
not
want to
feel no
protect them? I'm
guilt?
just like, oh no.
Yeah, that's what I'm about to say. How can you not, as a parent, like even if you're not there, I feel like a parent is gonna automatically blame themselves. Like, what could I have done to
Hmm.
prevent this? Like, that's why when people say, yeah, I mean, people don't like people say that when they be like, I'm scared to bring a child. That, the reason I don't have children is because I'm scared to bring them in this type of world. How you don't understand it? Look at what you
Yes.
have to do, which you shouldn't have to. These are children; they're innocent. But look how many people prey on them. Look how
Hmm.
much stuff you had to protect them from. Because technically, you had to send your child to school. You have to work, so it's like you can't keep your eyes on them 24/7 unless you just
Right.
got it like that, stay at home or whatever. But in general, it's gonna be a time where you gotta separate away from your child.
Yeah.
And in those moments, you shouldn't have to worry about if something gonna happen to them. You know, it's like you can't trust it. So yeah.
And also too, I was gonna say too, I gotta sit and actually watch it. I was just watching clips, but I
Yeah.
saw too where people were believing that him and Amanda kind of like had an actual relationship or something. They were just kind of insinuating. And to me,
Mhm.
at a certain age too, because it's like I would think at 12 and 13, 14, I'm like, okay, she old enough to let me know if something's going
Mhm.
on or him, let me know if something's going on. But then at the same time, we got to think about at these ages when our hormones and stuff are changing
Yeah.
or when it did change. You're not hearing, oh, this is a grown man, you didn't fell
No.
in love with him, or a grown woman,
Uh-uh.
and they're pretty much grooming you to do certain things, right? You just see like, oh, he's giving me the attention,
Mhm.
all of this. Like you, so it's like, how do you have these conversations with your kids? Like, control your emotions because they
Mhm.
feeding you bullshit. Okay, 13, 14. Ain't nobody listen to their parents. They're like, oh, you ain't
No,
in love. You know at 13 to 14. I'm like, no,
you don't
I'm
know
in love. What are you
exactly.
talking about? Like, no, he's
Mhm.
not gonna hurt me or she's not gonna hurt me. No,
Yeah.
like they give me money. They do this.
Yeah.
How can this work? Like, it's like, how can you get through to a kid? Like,
That's the
and
hard
I don't
part.
feel like doing that work because I'm gonna
Yeah.
break your head.
Listen to me.
I know, right?
Yeah, kudos to those parents that actually take the time to do their job of doing it. You know, not letting them just, you know what I'm saying, or dealing with the pool. And because I think it's
Right.
part of parenting anyway, or dealing with it, knowing that tomorrow they might not listen to you, but you still going to do the parenting part because it's just part of it. So, yeah,
Yep.
like you said, kudos to them. But yeah, I don't want to do
Me either.
that.
Y'all can have it.
As a
Like,
parent, if you
was
don't
it
look at it,
ever any place safe for kids?
I think so. And
Like,
I
cause
think,
this stuff been going on since
yes,
human existence,
yeah,
clearly.
yeah, exactly. That's what I'm about to say. That's another thing too. It's kind of like because stuff is being called out, it do make you look like it ain't the fact that stuff is happening now. It's the fact that nobody ever called anything out. And I do
Yep.
hate that they had to get to this age to get some type of relief. Like I could talk about it now because that feeling of this happened to me, but I'm only talking about it 20, 30 years later. Like, you know, all
Mm-hmm.
that trauma with no release. So that's why I say
Yep.
it's just if you a parent, like we do give you kudos to that, but just realize that there's really no safe place for a child, and it's a bad way to look at stuff. But just act like that. Act like it's nowhere safe for them. 'Cause that's the only way you can really be preventative of stuff. So yeah. So
True.
hopefully those who went through stuff get some type of healing. But sir, you're sick, and that's all I can really
Very.
give him on this week's edition of.
Now you know better. Oh my
You do, you do, you do, or do you not?
god.
Of course, like we talked about before, Baddies is an embarrassment. If you know what Baddies is, when it first started, it's supposed to be Bad Girl Club, but apparently it's not. It's Fight Club. So, apparently they had some auditions. They doing another season, so they let you know what type of chokehold it has on our community. They able to do 50 million seasons. And in the auditions, just not even having to watch it, it's in your face, and it is what it is. And I see these clips where Natalie Nunn, you know, she's the whatever of it, literally telling them slap this person aside of you for this money, fight this person for this money. And any other, I see more than any other time, these girls are literally doing it. They are. It's like pushing a button, they fighting. you fighting, and it's be 500, all these thousands of girls lined up to do this same thing. What going on? What we doing?
Fame,
What,
attention. It ain't even money because I know Nettle ain't paying them like that.
not
Like,
like that.
but I think, but then again, look at the girls who's there. These are women who probably living in certain areas and
Yeah,
just
like
looking for a
you.
come up right now. It's just
Yeah.
because no, realistically, I keep getting tongue tied, but realistically, nobody want to get up and go to work. If I see somebody on TV getting famous or getting money just
Mm-hmm.
from slapping somebody, I'm finna go slap somebody.
Let's
I'm
say
not
yeah.
condoning that. And
Right.
no, I won't do that. But you have to think
Mm-hmm.
about people like who don't think like us, right?
Yeah. Right.
So for me, it is scary to see this because again, it's not just us watching this. You have children. It's all on TikTok.
And
I
they
turned it
growing up
so
and want.
fast on my TikTok thing because
Yes.
it's
Mm-hmm.
stupid. I just don't get what are they doing? For one, okay, it's one thing if you created this and these girls just happen to get to fight on the bus on the way
Mm-hmm.
to somewhere. Like
Right.
what y'all just clubbing and fighting. That's it. And what do we I don't see who my thing is who's sitting there watching this and somebody clearly gotta be sitting here watching this stuff for it to keep going
Oh, for
because
sure. Oh, they get engagements.
I
They.
cannot who remember who I was watching, but they said because I watched a lot of podcasts,
Mm-hmm.
so I cannot remember who said it, but it was like at a certain age, and you coming around me and you talking about baddies, I literally had to look at you sideways like
That's what we
you
talk.
watched that, or I had to re-examine the friendship. Like
Mm.
I'm scared for this generation that's coming up, especially of women.
Yeah.
Um,
Past
it
that,
is
I'm talking about that, but think about the other little video. The, the what, a rapper versus 20 women. The come up and put on your best dress, just somebody to tell you to do a 360 and tell you no. And is that what we are like? It's almost like that's what we putting out here. Is that's all women can do? And you see, it ain't. It's not. And I hate like if you really look at it, you see, it's hard to get these men to go out here and embarrass themselves like that.
mm-hmm.
'Cause- But you see how easily they getting these women to go do this stuff, and it's our women.
Yes.
We are the apparently the entertainers in this. It's our women. This like almost
Yep.
like it's like they don't realize you do it enough. They gonna think that's all you can do, and that's all they can
Yes.
view you as. Like I think it's so many ways. Like you see actresses, you see so many different ways to be entertainers. To be, you want to be on TV so bad. I think it's lanes for it. Like you want to do this, do that, but the way that y'all feel like you got to climb up there, like come home. You get up in the morning. You know, it's like you went to sleep. You got up this morning, you brush your teeth, you put on your best outfit, and you got in the car, you got in the Uber, you went there, you got out the car, and you tell them you did all that, just stand there in a line of 20 women that tell her man to tell you know who don't even look like
Exactly.
that. How does that
Exactly.
go? I, everybody different though. Everybody has a
Exactly.
different
For
level of it. But
real.
when you really think about it, if you really that's what doing just same way like baddies, I understand. Baddies ain't even anyway. You like that girl said, you get up in the morning. And you know, I ain't gonna say the best dress and then like that because them girls be looking crazy. But
They
you get up
do.
in the morning, you put on clothes, you do all this, you stand in a line of 1,000 women just so you can get in front of somebody and fight a little bit. Not even guarantee. If you notice what I noticed about these auditions, like the other ones, the girls that be up there fighting don't even get on the show.
Exactly. So
I
you
don't
done
even
got to
go
fight
no.
with somebody you don't even know.
Don't even
Just
know.
strictly about attention and fame.
And
Now I
that's
don't even think you probably pay them. She probably paying them girls. I'm not even gonna put a number on it, but I'm pretty sure it's not a decent amount of money to be
no,
scared to go to sleep at night because I'm not gonna go stay in no house.
no. When that
Well, I
Mariah
gotta
Lynn
sleep with
girl,
one eye open, or every time I go to
yeah,
the kitchen, I gotta see somebody find me. Like, how y'all live like that? I
yeah,
cannot live on the edge. I'm
yeah.
sorry, but again, they probably come from these type of
And
environments.
that's a,
So
exactly. And
I mean,
doing
it's like I
anything for
get it, but
it's still like,
I don't get
yeah, like you
it.
get it, but it's just there's other options. No matter what you
Yeah,
say,
it's
it's just other
definitely other
options.
options. Like,
I think overall, like that, I said, I'm not one to judge people on their If that's your career, fine, like whatever. But at the end of the day, I think you just think about what it looks like for the people come for the girls and little girls coming behind them. Because if you do it enough, that's gonna literally be what they feel like they need to do to make it in life. They gonna
Mm-hmm.
literally feel like I need to
That's what
go
they doing
get
now.
in line, dress up like y'all do, fight like y'all do. Oh, because that's a quick money. Oh, because everybody liking y'all Instagram picture stuff. How did you get here? So, oh, you went on there. So let me go get on baddies. So you know what I'm saying? Like it's just gonna be
Mm-hmm.
it just ain't gonna never stop. And as much as you put money towards, as much as they put money towards the show, which I think they're gonna, they got viewers. So hey, whatever. But as much as they put money towards that show, you're gonna have more younger girls coming up in it and want to do the same thing. Beyonce released 2 songs. And we
Mm-hmm.
actually we like the songs and they're good songs.
Mm-hmm.
And I like 16 Carats. It's good. And now we see that I know she released the cover, which I'm gonna put right there. She released the cover to her album, and we see it's gonna be a country album, or from what we understand, it's gonna be a country album.
Mm-hmm.
Which I think is cool. Like why not? But of course, you have those people. So I think her song, and I think it's Texas Hold'em. I'm gonna assume I think that's the more popular one. I think went with #1 on some country charts, and of course, we know who's not happy. The country people. In which, like you say, we always see both sides. I don't understand the hatred part. But of course, maybe they feel like somebody's coming to take over for them, and they feel like they don't look like them, so it upsets them. And I'm assuming that's where it stems from. But in my opinion, I don't see anything wrong with it. So yeah, what we think about what we want to call her? Oh, well, like a thing, Cowboy Carter. That what you call herself?
Oh yeah, I saw that. I actually
Yeah,
think it's cool. I like, when it's like Cowboy Carter or
yeah,
Cartel Carter, like that
yeah.
little saying. But anyway, I like it. Now again, I try to see stuff on both sides. So
Right.
to me, if we're gonna look at it from their side. It's
Hmm.
almost like when we're inviting certain people, because we're so welcoming as a culture. If you
Everybody, come on, come on. You
yeah,
want to
if
rap?
you
Come
fair
on.
skinned baby, and got rapped to one little beat in high school and somebody found you.
Come on.
Oh, and put on some Jordans. You gotta make sure you put on some
Oh,
Jordans.
oh yeah. Cause them
And
clean. Where you come
then
on here with them? Come on.
yeah, put a little grill in your mouth and some
You gonna be like,
braids.
oh, come on, come
You
on,
already
come
deemed like the best rapper. You know what I'm saying?
on.
So, but the people who actually, you know, are passionate about rap, who are passionate of listening to rap
Hmm.
and, all that, I think I can understand where it's like, okay, do you really like this or did you just fall into this because now
Right.
it's a trend or because you're
Hmm.
most popular now? So let
Right.
me just go over here and touch this. So
Hmm.
looking at it from that end, then I'm like, okay, I can see. Now, looking at it from the other end, which is I feel like it's fine because it just can show how versatile you are, right? And we
Yeah.
know
Hmm.
Beyonce is very versatile. I know
Hmm.
Beyonce more than likely, if somebody written a rap and give it to her, she could do it.
She could do it
And
right.
she probably
Exactly.
could actually write a rap too. So I'm not gonna
Hmm.
knock her for that. Of course, queen of what is she considered? R&B, rap, whatever.
R&B, I think when they say you can say R&B pop. I don't. To be honest, she kind
Yeah,
of crossed the genre. Yeah, I'm about to say that's the thing about her. Like she kind of then crossed the genres off. It's probably why she's continuing with it. Yeah, but yeah.
yeah, and she sounds good. The songs are good. I can't lie, I'm liking it. I like the idea of it. And just more power to her. But then, like I said again, I get it, especially when you've been working. Let's just say other
Right.
countries
Hmm.
singers, women specifically, are
Hmm.
trying to move up, and it's hard to move up when you're competing against Beyonce. So I can't say, oh, you can't get in it because you're
Yeah.
gonna automatically jump because everybody likes you, and I think
Yeah.
that's kind of what it is.
Hmm.
But I
This.
mean, it's
Yeah.
hard,
It's
but it's fair. Let me stop.
welcoming. I'm pretty sure if one of those country singers decided to say they want to do R&B tomorrow, who gonna stop them? And who you can't tell me that no matter how they look, that if it sounded a little something, they could say one thing that somebody like. that your cousin's gonna be on Facebook like, oh, I don't care what y'all say. I like these.
You
Like, oh, this right here. Oh, these. Come on now. Um, but yeah, I think it's cool. Like, and of course, to be honest, I don't know why I feel like because of how she sounds on it, I feel like it's something she probably wanted to do anyway. Being from
hmm
Texas, I think it kind of matches her. So I think that's the part I'm like, maybe they'll see it from that way, but at the end of the day, they're not. I think her being from Texas is gonna be you're gonna hear it throughout. Like that's just what it is. I
Yeah,
think that's what the country comes in. I think it's probably in her. And that's why I think honestly, with those type of fans, I don't know why I feel like country fans. It's such when I didn't even know those fans were like that, but I feel like it's nothing that she can say or do is going to win them over. At this point, I don't think it's gonna stop her anyway. I think those people are like very passionate about stuff, just like we should be about rap and stuff. But yeah, I feel like they are like that. But I think because it's Beyonce, it's no. Now I think if it was another one of us artists, I think they would have definitely been looked at a little different. Like you ain't
yeah.
even listen to that or you ain't finna try. It's because it's Beyonce. It's the
Because
power of
you know,
Beyonce.
K Michelle had been had country music,
Yep.
and
Mm-hmm.
I just never took the time out to listen to it because I'm not a country
Fan, right?
song person.
Mm-hmm.
But I thought I was gonna take the time out and actually listen to it because
Mm-hmm.
I mean I can't lie, the Beyonce part shed a little more light on
On the cut, yeah,
K Michelle. So
yeah,
we'll see.
we will. And when it come out, I'm gonna listen. I think it's gonna sound good. I think the song sound good. I don't feel like it's like a. I can see if it was like a mockery of it or something. I think it's just legit.
True.
She just singing on country beats. Guess you like it if you don't. Yeah, don't listen, but I guess she gonna be on the charts with y'all. Y'all kind of just gotta fight her, I guess.
Pretty much.
So, like we do at the end of every episode, we're gonna give y'all something to
hmm
sleep on, to think about.
hmm
And mine is gonna be it's something I saw on TikTok today. You're in a bad mood just because you could be in a good mood just because. And I kind of think about it too. Like sometimes you just sit around and be like you irritated, but then I think in that instance, you can kind of switch and be like, okay, well, I can kind of be happy on purpose too. Then,
hmm
so I guess I try to tell myself that, and I guess that is like a good notion. Like, if you mad for no reason, I think you could be happy for no reason. Like, it just is what it is.
True.
So yeah, that's my little bit of stealing. Yeah, that's my word of the day.
There wasn't a word, but
Okay.
okay.
Uh,
Ugly. Oh, child, y'all are
okay.
crazy. Okay, so I would just say this. Um, I cannot remember this girl name that I follow, but she is pretty much a psychic medium or whatever. So I like watching stuff like this, and I do believe that she is, and it's not just
Mhm.
to make TikToks and all that stuff. But I can remember her saying on one of the things that she was like, "It is not our job. Well, it is not our fault that things happen to us, but it is our job in the physical world to find healing, right? So for the people, and granted, it is easier, said than done. That
Mhm.
never happened to me, so I can't say how hard something is. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But I will say this, even just in a general aspect, that um don't let something that happened to you affect your healing journey, right? So I hope I'm saying this right. Find the healing that you need. And healing isn't necessarily getting over something. Healing
Right.
can look like just coping with certain things or actually really getting over it. But I think something that detrimental like that, I'm pretty sure they'll think about all the time. But if you can, don't ever look at it like it's your fault. It's definitely their fault, but take the steps that you need to, make sure that you're living like a healthy, happy, carefree life. Like whatever it takes, just do it.
Okay.
So yeah, that is my message. Remember, it is your job to heal. So And that's
All right.
just not just in that case, but just in general, if you're dealing
Mhm.
with other things as well. So
Okay.
I'm just
Hmm.
so skinny.
Okay, Pastor Wing. I'm just playing. I'm just playing.
Yes, I am a healer. Okay, I am
Yeah,
placed on this earth to be a healer.
she is,
Okay.
y'all. And the wings come out at night. Yes. And join the conversation. If you've seen the documentary or going to watch
Please,
it, jump on this sick man, do it because we want to do it too.
cause he going to
Um,
hell, and I said it, and I'm not
just
changing
like
it. But
that,
go
just
ahead.
like that. What they say with gasoline draws.
Period. Like,
um, yeah, and if you agree with, say whatever, just say it in the comments. Like, comment, share, subscribe, do what you do, and we welcome everything. So we will see y'all on the next episode.
bye bye.